Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live, how do you find and reach new customers? Roll the intro. The idea is simple. Every day I go live for 10 minutes to talk about digital marketing, and in so doing, as an added bonus, reveal the hidden secrets of the universe. I realized today that I kind of have to talk about what is important to me so that it will be important to you. In other words, there's a lot of stuff I don't know in terms of like the rapidly changing analytics and algorithms that change every day, and the minutia. My main thing is communication and reaching out. My main thing is prospecting, where I'm finding new customers, I'm making calls, I'm finding people, I'm finding companies that are likely to appreciate and need my help, and I reach out to them. So that's kind of my perspective. Like, if you want a heavy analytics guy, I'm not your guy. If you want someone who gets really technical with numbers, I know I can improve in that aspect, but I can refer you to people who are a lot smarter than me. So what I'm good at, I can hardly do anything else, but what I'm good at is reaching out and communicating and talking to people and finding who appreciates and who is likely to enroll in the help that I give. As a day job kind of thing, what I do most of the day is I make calls and I get new clients interested. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And if you're not interested in that, then you're probably not watching this. But if you are interested in making connections with people, because at the end of the day, it's all about connecting with people. And what I've been learning is that to really connect with people, you have to have empathy in considering like where they're coming from, asking the right questions according to what they're hiding. You know people are hiding information from you. Everyone does it because we don't always know what we're getting into. So we have to keep our guard up. And when you don't ask the right questions, let me put it another way. The answers you get depend on the questions you ask. So when you're reaching out to get new customers, you have to put yourself in the mind of the buyer. You have to kind of walk in their shoes mentally. All right, a lot of you guys know this, and a lot of you guys do this. But it's so important. I think that's what needs to be focused on, is the context. Okay, so for example, you have to, number one, find out if people are buying what you're selling, and don't waste your time if they're not. You see this time and time again where sales reps and salespeople and you know, if you're in that world, you know what I'm talking about. They will not connect with you because they're too busy pitching. They're too busy trying to just like tell you their value proposition. The problem with that is, like, I don't care about your value proposition until I care. But you have to find out if that person cares. So context is everything. Like, you can't walk into a dentist office selling candy. You could try, and if you're a cute little kid, you might get a sale because you're cute, because you're a cute little kid. But in actuality, like, normally that's not the right context. Your buyer of candy is not at the dentist office. The people at the dentist office are there because they had too much candy. So they're not going to buy more candy from you. So I don't know why people still try to make their pitch, sell you something without knowing if you're even interested in the first place. Now, I've kind of made that mistake before, trying to do something like that, and it didn't work. And we learn and we grow. And so this is what I've learned. I'm just sharing you with that. Like, so to get new customers, you have to know where what their problem is. You have to kind of understand what they're going through. And that's the first step. The easiest way to do that is to come up with an actual avatar, a description and a picture of a person. And if it's an actual person, it makes it even easier. So right now, I have an actual person in my mind who I'm talking to. And it makes it so much easier to do that. It makes it so much easier to communicate when you know exactly who you're talking to. And that informs everything you do. That informs, like, whether or not the person would be interested. Like, if I have a bunch of companies who I think might be interested in working with my company that I work with to increase their customer acquisitions, we get our partners double their ideal customers in half the time than they would without our proprietary data. Up to 70 million more customers in 30 days is possible with us. But if you're not interested in that, you don't care. But for those who do, you find out first, like, if that's even important to them. So, for example, I just got off a call, found someone who is highly likely to do business with me. But first I need to make sure I want to do business with them. I kind of already have a profile of the kind of companies that are ready to do business and that we've had success with in the past. So they fit that profile. So that's kind of done. And I don't want to bore you guys, but most of the time I won't bother with people who aren't running digital ads already. Most of the time. There's always exceptions, but most of the time, if they're not running consistent ads already, they're going to be hard sell. Now, maybe that's just an assumption, but that comes to my next point. Like, test your assumptions. So I might have an assumption about something, but I'll test it anyway. And the goal is to prove yourself wrong. All right. I'm going broad here, but I'll narrow it down to just leave you with this, because I got to wrap this up. I got more calls to make. I got a lot more work I got to do, but I take time out of my day and I give it to you because it's important for me to get better at what I do and to help you get better at what you do, and for businesses to increase, because my huge my huge goal that I do, my huge my purpose, if you will, is to help others prosper. I want everybody to prosper. My desire is for everyone to prosper. And so this is my particular niche. So I'll leave you with that. I'll leave you with this one last little summary is put yourself in the mind of the buyer. Like, what are they complaining about? Where are they? Where are they even interested? Are they even likely to do business with you? If they're not likely, is it worth it to waste your time with them, or should you go to the low-hanging fruit first, the people who you know would be interested first, and let it grow from there? Put yourself in the mind of the buyer and say, look, you won't say this, but your knowledge, your understanding is that you have something that would benefit them. And how resistant are they going to be to hear it? What would they do? What are they complaining about? What would they actually value? And how can you find out quickly how much resistance you'll get if you try and acquire them as your customer? How much resistance are they going to give you? There are ways of doing that we can explore later, but I'm going to leave it. Leave it there for right now. And thank you guys for watching.